told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I'm not.
Hi, hello, happy May. Can't believe it's already May, considering that tomorrow is like May 4th, it's Star Wars Day. I should probably do something with my boyfriend now that I think about it, because we're both Star Wars fanatics. But I'm just quickly popping in before I leave again for a quick little update in terms of reading and books I've gotten in. So today was my first day back at work since having COVID again. Honestly, it was busy, but it was manageable. So whilst I was obviously at the office, I read November 9th by Colleen Hoover. I will say I'm not yet there where I can understand where the hype comes from. I gave this book 3.5 stars. What did I expect from this? I don't know. I just know that this was about two people who met every day on the same day every year, and that's how they built their relationship, which is very much true to the fact. It is very much ups and downs, a lot of miscommunication and stuff like that. I do think there are some memorable and nice moments and like moments, like cute moments, but overall the book kind of felt like weird. I don't know, the plot just didn't 100% make sense all the time. I feel like I really wanted to do more about their lives outside of the relationship. Maybe that would have made for a longer book, but I also feel like it would have made for a lot more of a substantial book. You know, it would have had more sustenance. But 3 stars, not bad at all. And then more reading updates. I have read further into The Final Strife. I'm on page 263. I'm planning on getting to page 305 today. That's the goal. I need to read this, and then I need to read 80 as well. Don't know if I'm going to get to the goal, or the page count for today for 80, but I'm going to try and read about 50 pages of that after I've gotten back from dinner. I've got 2 books from work today, which is quite exciting. I cannot wait. And the first one is Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. I don't know really too much about this other than it sounded really great, and the cover is stunning. This I requested to review from Jonathan Ball, and then this one was given to me like unsolicited, kind of just, you know, at work, and that is Starfire Willamus and the Magic Thief. This is the 4th book in the series. I am missing book 2 and 3. I've read book 1, really enjoyed it, and this one has the cool little, you know, image as the cover, which I love. I love it when hardcovers do this. They like, especially children's hardcovers, it makes them a little bit more exciting. I have no idea what I'm going to listen to tomorrow. I'm finishing up a lot of series. I think I have Cress. Yeah, I think I have the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles. I need to download that so I can listen to it, because I completely forgot about it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's the update for now. I am going to get ready to get to my boyfriend's now. I need to pack some things. Hi, so I'm quickly popping in from the downstairs like lounge area, and I figured I'd do a quick little update from today. Today's been another one of those busy days. I managed to read Cress. Haven't rated it yet, but I'll probably tell you more about that tomorrow when I have rated it, or later. I do have the live show for We Were Liars tonight, which I'm excited about. But so I haven't read further into The Final Strife. Not really mad about that at this moment. My goal is to maybe get to page 300 if I can today. Otherwise, it's tomorrow's baby. I have a lot of catching up to do in A.D. LaRue, and I'm on page 22. Where do I have to be, you ask? Page 200, but that's okay. That's all right. I'll manage just fine. I also came back with more books, because why not? The first one is The Binding Room by Nadine Matheson. This just sounded really good. And then I also got Wayward, which is Bonnier's biggest title, I think, for February. And I am so excited. It sounds amazing. I'm excited to read it. I can't believe I've managed to grab a proof of it. So exciting times.
To watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry.
It's been a minute. I've had a lot of catch up to do this week, but all good and fine. I figured this little clip will be a major little update before I sit down and power through an assignment that is due tonight at midnight, of which I've only done like 2,000 words. And I'm thinking that it's going to lean towards maybe 6,000 words at this point. So I'm like a third-ish of the way through. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be powering through for the rest of the day. I'm at home. I have no boyfriend here with me. I literally just have this to do. And it is Mother's Day, but I've spent the morning with my mom making these cute little mugs, which I'll put right here. First, let's address the elephant in the room. There is no elephant. I just chose to say that. But it will be this box. I am not going to be unboxing it right now. I want to do a reel with it, and I might just destroy the tissue paper that's inside. I have opened and seen everything inside. It was one of those purchases that I wasn't expecting to make, but I made it anyways. And I do regret spending the money, but I don't regret getting it. Does that make any sense? Huge stack over here. But I figured I would show you some of the things I've gotten recently. Not me spending, but what I've gotten. A weekend ago, I can't believe it was just like a weekend ago, I was in Clarence with my boyfriend and his family, and there was an art show that was happening at the same time, or an art festival, if you will, or whatever. And so my boyfriend and I got two paintings together for our future house. Well, when we move in together. So because of that, we got some paintings, and I'm very excited to put them up. We're going to put them up in my flat, but I need to get nails for them first, but we'll do that next week. But so this is the first one. How cute is that bunny? How cute, right? And it's all watercolor, and it's perfect. And we do have an obsession with bunnies, so it like works out. And then we also got another one. Wow, stunning, right? The artist is amazing. They're from like some place in Durban. I also got myself this. It is part of my anniversary gift that I'm getting from my boyfriend. We have our 1 year coming up pretty soon, so I will be using this to make like a year one notebook kind of thing, where I'll put in photos, put in some like commentary, you know, all the cute things, I guess. But I do need to print those photos. Luckily I have like all month to do this. Our anniversary is at the end of the month, which is great. It's after payday, it works out. So that is what I need to start doing. Not today, obviously, but from this week is put together some images, some photos. I need to get some film developed because there's quite a few photos of things we've done together on film. The plan was to start sort of Destiny this week. Haven't gotten around to it. The plan is to still get to it. Not today maybe, but maybe tomorrow after some work is done. But that's on my TBR for this week. Started reading The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue. This is obviously V. Schwab's baby. She's been writing this for like 10 years or something crazy. I'm on page 151. I'm planning on reading a bit more of this today, I think. So whilst I do it myself, I'm going to do that for like an hour and then take a break of 20 minutes to read or do anything else essentially. But I do want to read, and I'll be happy to read up until page 104. So it's just like 50-ish pages that I have to read, which is not too intense, but I do want to get this far in. I'm supposed to be further, but we're all behind with this buddy read. I am buddy reading this with 2 people. I'll have them linked down below, and I think we're going to be sharing our thoughts pretty much soon. This is no stranger to this vlog at this point. I'm pretty sure I'm on page 263. I do want to read more of this and get to page maybe 300 or maybe even further. Yeah, I do want to try and finish this in the next couple of days because I'm ready to finish it. And then I got 2 books from Penguin Random House / Lapa Uitgevers, so a huge thank you to them. The first one is Toe ons in Griek's huis was, and this kind of just follows the story about how something happened to this house, it burned down, and now this entire family has just been shoved into this working area, or this working shed, and they kind of have to live life. And I think it's going to just be a really interesting read. The writing is so small. Oh my gosh. And the other one, I just love this cover so much, and that is Act for Relief. This is a really cute like rom-com-y YA teen book. It follows Ella Olivia, who is like this individual who has to plan everything to a T, and now she is fake dating some guy at her university because she wanted a new life, and that's just what I want in life. An Afrikaans rom-com for like teens that will get me into more of the adult rom-coms that I have. But I'm very excited for these books, so a huge shout out to the publishers for all of these. And that is my update. I am going to start working on my assignment now because your girl's gotta, and I will check in with you later.
Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts.
I just realized that my light is on, but it was so dark like a couple of minutes ago. But anyways, I have managed to do an extra 1,000 words. I technically have 20 minutes, so I'm actually going to cancel my timer and just quickly finish off with what I'm doing on this question. So when I come back after my 20 minutes of reading, I literally just have to do the rationale, and then I can start on the next problem. This first problem has not only taken me like 3 hours, but it is a grand total of 3,121 words, which is great. But yeah, I'm going to do this, then I am going to read 80 for 20 minutes and then get right back to this. Yeah, I have until like 12 o'clock tonight to submit this. My plan is to submit by 8 o'clock. It is currently 4 o'clock. Will that happen in the next 4 hours? We will see. I am going to be working a lot, and that's all I know. Hi, hello. So I'm about to take a quick break. I am, how many words am I into the second research problem? I am just about 200 words into the second research problem, but I'm taking a quick break to one, go feed all of the animals, including this boy who is clearly on the needy side. Look at that face. To read, because I want to get to page 200 and I think I said 5 or 4 of 80. I'm about like 20-ish pages from that. Once I've read that, I'm just going to jump into the final strife and get to page 300 in that. And then that is the book I'll be reading every 20-minute break from now on, I think. If I don't want to read, I'll just watch some YouTube videos or something along those lines, or sit on Instagram. I will say that I haven't been 100% working the full hour. My mind has like wavered a little bit in some areas, but that's okay. That's alright. I'm getting places. I'm almost at 4,000 words, so I feel like I'm getting there slowly. It is like 5:30 right now. My goal was to finish at 8. I don't think that's going to be the case, but as long as it's submitted before midnight tonight, I'm chilling, I'm vibing. And as long as I get to make progress in my books at the same time, I'm a happy chappy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do all the feeding and things and make him happy. Look at that face. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked.
Hello. So I figured let's talk. It is 9 o'clock. I've obviously hoped to have been finished an hour ago, and like I kind of also hoped I would be asleep right now, but alas, that is not the case. I'm currently busy on the very last research problem. I am 14 minutes away from completing my hour session that I started after dinner because I took dinner. But part of me might just power through, although a break is important to ensure that I keep the quality of work up, because I'm not gonna be, you know, proofreading this.
You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by.
Hi, hello. So yes, I am using the ring light, as you can see in my glasses, but I figured I would pop in and do a little bit of an update. I have just submitted, as you can see my computer's off, I've just submitted my assignment. It is now done. I don't know how I feel. I feel like I did a lot of work for the first one because I feel like I had so much to say about it, and now I'm like, I hope my supervisor will allow me to change my question to what I want it to be changed to. So that's done. We'll see how that goes. Then secondly, let's talk a little bit about 80. A lot of people have been asking my opinion about this book as I've been posting it on social media, and I can understand why. This book is unique. I can see why Victoria Schwab struggled to sell this book initially, or at least initially struggled to sell the plot or the premise or the synopsis or whatever. I understand. Reading has changed over the years, 100%. I will not argue with that, but do not go into this book expecting much to happen. I was expecting a whirlwind kind of story because of all of the quotes and stuff used. There are some important moments, some enjoyable moments, and just whatever, but this book is slow burn. Nothing happens all too much. It's more about the characters than it is about the plot, and you need to know that. Right now, I don't know how I feel. I feel like I'll only really have feelings for this book or opinions on this book, besides that it's slow and not much happens, until the end of the book, where I can see the whole picture, because it's told in 2 timelines. One is in 2014 and the other is from the start of 80's life. I'm happy with the progress I've made with this so far. I'll probably read more of this tomorrow and, you know, do like 50-ish pages, maybe more. We'll see how I feel.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why.
Hey, hi, happy Monday. Cannot believe we are in a new week. It feels like it should be Wednesday already, as crazy as that sounds, but I figured I would pop in with a quick update. I keep forgetting to vlog whilst I'm at work and film some clips But I'll try better tomorrow. I'll try harder and actually get that going, just so it's not only me that's talking, but there is some content, you know what I mean? So I've just done some quick 2 reels. I do need to do more reels tonight, but I am low-key tired, and that's okay. I was supposed to take a photo, but the sun just disappears so quickly and I get back home late. I know there's a whole lot of reasons, and yes, I do have like a ring light that might just help with that, but honestly it's just I got some packages from work today, so I figured I would show you what I got from Jonathan Ball to review. They're all sent to me to review, they're not given. First one is Blood to Poison by Mary Watson. So this is going to be sent out with some, like, as a box, but I just got mine today because why not? And this cover is just gorgeous. I love it, and I love Mary Watson. I read The Wren Hunt and I really liked it. I didn't get to read The Wicker Light, but this is a completely different thing, and I think both of those books were completely different, or they were in the same series. I don't know, but I'm excited. This is a South African author who lives in, I believe, Ireland. So many South African writers moved to Ireland and I have no idea why, but yeah, I'm super excited for this, and I'm hopefully gonna read that maybe next month, which is June. Oh my gosh, next month is June. I also got Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. I actually listened to the audiobook of this book for this about a month or 2 ago, and it was so good. I haven't watched the Netflix show yet, but I am keen to watch it. This is probably one of the best thrillers I've read in a long time. It was unique, it was different, it was like long, but it was such a fast-paced book that just had me on the edge of my seat, constantly going, what the fuck? It was so good. Highly recommend this. We'll be doing a review for this, and I'm so glad I got a physical copy so that when I reread it, I think in October is my idea, then it will be perfect. I also then got this amazing package from Jonathan Ball, and as you can see, the books included was The Flat Show by Beth O'Leary as well as The No Show by Beth O'Leary. I have read The Switch either this year or last year sometime. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. I didn't hate it. It was enjoyable to read and listen to. I listened to the audiobook, but I'm excited to read these two, especially because The Flat Share made such big waves, I think a year or 2 ago, but I'm so excited to jump into both of these, and a lot of bookstagrammers are receiving these two as a pair if they did request them as a pair, and getting little parcels, and it's so cute. In the basket you saw that I got a Jonathan Ball mug, how neat, and a hot chocolate, which I am such a sucker for hot chocolate at the moment, so it just works out in my favor. And then some reading updates. I don't think anyone will be surprised to hear that I still have not read anything in the final strife. That is today's baby. I'm planning on sitting down and literally reading for the next couple of hours. I literally have the evening to myself. I probably will do some other things other than read, but I am really excited. I want to get to page 300 of this, and then maybe read a bit more of this before I continue on with this as much as I possibly can. So I've also read more of A.D. LaRue. I'm on page 250. These two are literally on the same amount of pages read at the moment, so I do want to make some progress in both of these, and I really want to finish the final strife sooner rather than later. And this one I'm hoping to get as far as I can in the span of today, tomorrow, and hopefully finish this tomorrow, because on Wednesday I started buddy read for Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. This was sent to me by Jonathan Ball. I'm reading this with Roseanne, so we're planning on reading about 60 pages a day, which will get me to page 63 on Wednesday. I will need to put little markers so I know where to go or how far to go, or at least plan them out in my bullet journal. Today was a rough day because I left my highlighter at home for my bullet journal, and I was just like, hi, hello. I failed today in filming some B-roll clips at work, but that's okay. I'll try again tomorrow. Today was just a busy day. I am currently putting together the Family of Liars goodie boxes for the bookstagrammers, but in the meantime, I'm currently listening to Winter, which is the last book in the Luna Chronicles series, obviously not including the short stories and the novellas. They are almost the same thing. But yeah, so I'm currently listening to that. I am 60% into that right now, and you can feel things are starting to wrap up at the moment, and it's kind of daunting. I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay. I'm planning on finishing that tomorrow. I also wanted to mention that yesterday I listened to Book Lovers, and I didn't read People We Meet on Vacation or You and Me on Vacation. That's the UK title, and I didn't like it as much, honestly. That book just fell so flat for me. However, I did listen to Book Lovers, and I actually really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 pretty much, and it was such a great read. I'm definitely interested in having that book on my shelves and maybe giving more Emily Henry's a try and stuff like that. But yeah, so far I was really happy with that book. It was really enjoyable, really and relate sometimes so hard. But yeah, in terms of other reading, I did read further into Final Strife last night, meaning my goal of getting to page 300. This is definitely a slow-paced book. I think I mentioned it. And I am liking it, but I do feel like I want more. You know, I really like the fight scenes, and I feel like we don't really get too into that in this book. I don't know if it's because the author isn't too confident in her combat writing skills, or whatever the case is. I just want more action, but it is a slow burn, and I think that is going to set up to be a fantastic series. So the plan is to get to page 355 tonight. Then I read further into The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue today. I am on page 306. I might read more of this tonight. I don't think I will though. I'm really happy with the pace I am with both of these books at the moment. However, keeping that in mind, I will be picking up Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May tomorrow. So I'm going to have 3 books. I'm going to have to read about 50 odd pages in every day until they're done. So, but luckily, like with the Final Strife and with the E. Schwab's book, I don't think I'm going to be reading it past this week, which is great. However, I have a lot of other books that I really wanted to read this week, so we'll see how that all goes overall. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna go have some coffee with my mom. My boyfriend is coming over a bit later, so right now coffee and maybe some food because I got like a minor headache. I think it might be because I'm just hungry.
Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with
Hi, hello. So I figured I'd quickly pop in and do a little bit of an update in terms of reading and kind of what the plans are for Sunday today. Obviously it's like, I think about 12 o'clock right now. So half the day's already been spent, but that's okay. I am about to just explain what's gonna happen for the rest of the day, kind of my plans, whether or not I achieve all of them, who knows. But the first place to start is just with where I am reading wise. So we're gonna start off with the book I've been reading the longest, and that is The Final Strife by Sarah Al-Arifi, and I'm currently on page 478. The goal is to finish this book today. I actually wanted to finish it yesterday, but I ran out of time basically. I thought I had more time than what I did. I have about 150, maybe 120-ish pages left to read of this, so I'm gonna try and power through this today and finish it so that it's done, because I'm ready to move on to bigger books. I'm also currently reading Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. I am currently on page 192. The goal is to actually get to page 240 something. I am buddy reading this at the moment with a friend of mine, Roseanne, and we're both really enjoying it. We're kind of a day behind the original schedule, but that's okay. I'm planning on reading this today and getting to page 200, which is just over halfway in that, which will be great. And then the next 3 books are going to be like what I want to start today maybe. So the first one is Unravel Me by Tahira Murphy. This is the second book in the Shadow Me series, and I have read the short story that is between Shadow Me and Unravel Me, which was Destroy Me. So yeah, the goal for today for this book is to get to page 100. So let's see. Yeah, it's actually like that much. And these books tend to read quite quickly, so I don't think I will struggle with this. And the reason why I'm going to be doing about 50 pages of this book throughout the next coming days, just to get my way through it. I find that reading physical books in these little 50-page increments every day allows me to get through quite a bit of them. Yes, I know that if I broke up 3 books into 50 pages, I could read 150 of one book, and yes, that's true. Some of these are buddy reads, some of these are going to be for a read-along. I have to start Family of Liars tomorrow with my read-along with Jonathan Ball, so there's a whole bunch. And then I have these 2 books left to talk about. So I have to read to page 131, which once again, not far, but I don't know if I'm going to make it to that page. I'm going to try and read to page 83, which is the first segment in this, and the rest are kind of smaller chunks, so they're a bit more manageable, I would say. So I do want to start this one. This is just kind of my reading of the Witcher series. This is the second short story collection between The Last Wish and Blood of Elves. Blood of Elves is obviously going to be the first full-fledged novel which the series follows. The first season of The Witcher was The Last Wish, the second season is Blood of Elves. So I do want to get to this. It just adds context. And then I have Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. I was thinking of maybe listening to this as an audiobook, but I feel like I actually want to read this more than anything, and I thought I could read it in one day, or as in like just sit today and read it, but there's obviously a lot of other reading happening. So maybe I'll just break this up into also like 50-ish page increments. I always say 50 pages, but I actually mean up until the 50 pages to the end of the chapter. So for that, it would be to the start of part 2. And I feel like that is a manageable, you know, amount of reading. It's quite a bit of it, but it's all manageable in my eyes. I also want to continue cataloging my books on my bookshelf because my boyfriend and I are going to paint the rest of them this week. So that needs to happen just so that the organizing and putting them back on the shelf is going to be a little bit easier to do. I also wanted to repot a plant of mine, but I think that's gonna have to wait until next week because this week, my mom and I, this coming week, on Monday, which is tomorrow, my mom and I are going to go and do some pottery, and I kind of want to make a pot for Swiss cheese. Yeah, but also Swiss cheese is like 2 plants, so I might just be able to separate and do that. So we'll see. There's a lot going on. There's a lot I want to do. I also have to do some of the assets today for the read along for Family of Liars. Yeah, for Family of Liars that starts tomorrow. So a lot to do, not a lot of time. I feel I'm gonna try and stay up. I've been staying up quite late recently. Like, I say late, but that's like 10 o'clock at night. So the plan is to stay up until then to do all the things I want to do today.
I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way.
The hair is up because, you know, we're doing the work. So I have read the pages for Wild and Wicked Things for today. I'm currently on page 259, so I'm obviously quite far in. Really good. I'm really liking reading it in these small little increments and discussing it. It's just, I like talking about books with people. It's part of my passion, and to have this kind of book where you can talk about each element and you want to dissect because you don't know what's going to happen next is so great. So I've been really enjoying that part. Well, that specific part of this buddy read. It follows this character called Annie, and she's just learned that her father has died, and she didn't really have much contact with him, but now she has to kind of go and sort out his estate. Which means, you know, she has to travel to this island, and it's 1920s, just after the war. I have soft magic, which is, you know, herbal remedies, and you've got a little bit more harder magic, which is, you know, actually like using blood to do spells and that sort of thing, which I really like. I like the contrast of the two and how both have a place in this world. Like, one is not frowned upon, they're both equal in weighting. There is, of course, you know, the darker things to do with magic, but it's quite a good read, I think. I'm really enjoying it, really liking the characters here, and yeah, I'm really excited to see where the story's gonna go.
The way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never
Hi, hello. It is like 4 o'clock now, and I figured that I'd update you on my reading. So I have successfully completed the final stride. Yay! I would say the beginning is very slow, very long building. It is building for a very rich series. That much is very clear. However, it really gets good towards the end. That is it. Everything else is like little building blocks to what is to come, and it is a very long book. As you can see by my tabs, the more like yellowy ones, the more yellowy ones, which are more towards the back, are what I enjoyed, or like moments that I actually liked. So there were like some romance and there were some like things, but mostly it was towards the end of the book that I really liked, which made it worth it for me. So hi, hello, it's me again. I'm sure you're excited to see me. But I figured let's talk about the rest of my reading for today. Sorry, I'm just going to grab everything, and I've chucked everything on top of the books I need because I'm so smart. These are the 3 books that I'm hoping to get to today still, and in reading some of it. I'm a big fan of making like progress, and honestly this year has been so great for my reading. I have been reading a lot of Jonathan Ball titles, which I know does lend itself to the fact that I work there at the moment, but I am hoping to get a little bit more diverse as the month goes on. I have some friends who have picked some books that are from different publishers, thankfully. But yeah, let's talk about the reading for today. So I'm about to take a little bit of a break. It's like 4ish, I think, just after 4, almost, I don't know, it could be 4:30 at this point. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna watch some Chicago Fire, give that brain a nice little rest, because it was something to finish that book. It was great to finish. I love it when I get to finish things. It makes me feel so good about myself, but I definitely need a bit of a reading break since I've just been reading since like yesterday. But I think the next book that I'm going to jump into is actually going to be Unravel Me, simply because I know it's a very easy book to get into, and to get to page 100 in these, like in the Tahira Murphy book, is so easy. So that's my plan, and then I will pick these 2 up as I see fit.
I wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I
Hi,
promise that
hello, happy Monday. I am back home from work. It's been a bit of a productive day, I would say, personally, but there's still so much to do. My mom and I are going to be heading to a pottery class in a bit, which I am super excited for. Obviously, today is also the start of the Family of Liars readathon, which means, well, read-along, which means I have some catching up to do because I haven't read those pages yet. I've obviously read the book, which, if you haven't read it, definitely do. I would read it in the sequence of publication because even though it's a prequel, it's actually a sequel. It gives away the ending of We Were Liars. So anyways, so let's talk about what I've actually read today, and that is obviously Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. Loving this book at the moment so very much. I'm not too far from the end. I'm on page 323 and there's about 90-ish pages left to read, I think, which I'm all for, except I don't know when I'm going to finish it. I want to kind of finish it tomorrow. I can't read more today for it, but I'm hoping that maybe I can read it to the end tomorrow, but otherwise it will just finish on Wednesday, which is fine with me. But this is what I've been reading today. Loving it so far, really loving. Look at all those sticky tab goodnesses. I haven't read further into Unravel Me, which I only got 50 pages in last night, which does put me back 50 pages from my goal. I do have Wednesday off, even though I am participating in an ethics course class. I do only start that at like 9 o'clock, and I usually am an early riser, so I'm thinking that my boyfriend will probably leave here quite early, and then I will have time to read all the books, because yeah, I want to read further into this. I was hoping to read further into this today. I might still read a bit of it when I come home tonight. We'll see how that all goes. I am feeling really exhausted already from the day, so we'll see. And then I also want to get a good start on Clara and the Sun. Also, just get about 50 pages in. I don't even know how long this is. Okay, it's just like over 300 pages. I'm currently planning out like how my reading will be in order for me to complete my TBR that I set for the month, which was, to say the least, very, very ambitious, but you know, we're making progress. And then the last thing that I have been reading is obviously the audiobook that I read at work. I didn't finish today's audiobook, which I was very surprised by, but I think it has more to do with script than with me personally. But I'm currently listening to The Spanish Love Deception. I'm 70% into that right now, listening to it on script, so if you haven't picked it up, that's a great place to start. It's got the audiobook, and I don't know if it does have the ebook or not, but yeah, I'm 70% into it. I don't want to give my feelings away on it right now because I would like to finish it tomorrow. I've got about 2.5 hours left, so I'll finish that, and then I'm going to pick up Happened One Summer, I think it is. I know that book was all the rage earlier this year and last year, and I think the sequel has just come out as well. That's what I'm going to be reading today. It's quite a lot. As I said, my mom and I have a pottery class to attend later, which I'm excited for. I'm going to make a pot for Swiss cheese, my Swiss cheese plant. He kind of really needs a new home, and he's been needing one for a while now, and I've been really, really bad at repotting him. So that's the plan for that one. But right now, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to read some of Family of Liars. Talking of Family of Liars, you're probably wondering what this bag is, and ta-da, a finished copy of it. I do have an ARC in this cupboard right now that I need to still haul technically, so this will be for this month's haul. Hotkey sent us some things. I didn't get everything. I only got the bookmark because there was one bookmark left. But yeah, this is just looks like a little ferry ticket, which is quite cute. So I am going to read We Were Liars quickly before I have to jet off to my pottery class. I don't know who I am. And then along with the book, I also grabbed the mug, which is Can You Keep a Secret? And it's just Family of Liars essay. So I got that, and then yeah, this is just a Jonathan Ball tote bag that like everyone got. I'm really proud of those boxes. I think they were quite phenomenal. But yeah, right now, reading time.
Now, this way, I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay.
Hi, hello, happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. How you doing? I am so excited because, why am I excited? Because the weather is nice and chilly, which means it's super cold. And usually I'm not the biggest fan of the cold at the moment because I am freezing half the time, which is why I'm trying to get more into sweaters because they are so warm. I used to like not be able to wear them because they used to just be so hot during the winter. That all winters has just gotten colder. That's just the facts. But yeah, I'm back from work. My boyfriend's gonna come over in a bit. I've just had some lunch. I do have lunch at work usually, but it's like at 12. So it's been a couple of hours since I've eaten. I've read some more of Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. There's only like 30-ish pages left to read of this book, and I think I'm just gonna do it like 30-40 pages maybe. And I think I'm just gonna finish it now because why not? One, so I can see how this ends, and then two, because I really want to be able to pick up more books, and at the moment this is what I'm reading during my lunch break at work. So 30 minutes is going to this, and then I have so many other books that I want to read as well. I would like to finish this one off just so I can get going on more. But yeah, this one has been such an incredible ride. It started off so nice and light and fluffy, and then things just took like such a dark turn. It was so unexpected and it was so incredible. I'm obsessed. I'm invested in these characters and invested in their lives. I want to see how things fold out. So like unfold. So I'm really going to pick this one up next in the next couple of minutes. And then I did manage to read more of Unravel Me last night. I'm on page 100. The beginning of this book is so slow. I actually forgot because, you know, you're kind of getting used to Juliet being, this is obviously going to be spoilers for the first book. She's obviously now escaped the re-establishment, and so now she has escaped underground, and we're kind of going through the flows of that. Yeah, I don't know, it's been slow. I don't know if it's just because my heart is not into this book right now, but I gave it like 5 stars. I can't remember what happens in this book. I'll be honest with you. I remember what happens in the first book, and the second and the third book are just like, I don't know. Bro, like, don't ask me questions. I don't know the answers. So that's why a reread was necessary. But yeah, I'm hoping to get to page 150 in this tonight. Then I obviously have my Family of Liars read along to catch up on. Not that I'm behind, but I do have the chapters for today. So yesterday I ended off on page 34. I don't think I told you my opinions. So I've read this before because I wanted to be somewhat prepared. And I'm liking the fact that this is being told from Carrie's point of view. There is spoilers for We Were Liars in this book. So it is a prequel in a sense, but it is not a full prequel. It is spoilerful. So it's going to give away a lot of what happens in We Were Liars. And I think you should read We Were Liars first before you pick this up. So I'm so happy that I organized the read along that way. Otherwise, the ending of We Were Liars wouldn't have been so impactful if you read this one first. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this keeps going. Obviously, I've read it, so I know, but it's nice to physically read it. So today is chapter 8 to chapter 15, which puts us on page 64. So it's about 34 pages to read in this book, which is not a lot at all. But yeah, this book is chunkier than We Were Liars, but it's also like more tightly bound. And then I listened to the rest of the Spanish Love Deception at work today, and it does not deserve the hype, I think, that it gets. I think that TikTok totally blew this out of proportion. I've read Better Enemies to Lovers. I feel like half of the pages, like literally half of the book, was just her mooning over the guy. Wasn't a fan. Gave it 3 stars, like a very low 3 stars. Like, I like the romance bits, like don't get me wrong, I am a sucker for a good romance. Beyond the romance, this book has no sustenance. It is weird, and like I understand why certain parts were used, but I feel like in part, sometimes it just didn't make sense. I didn't like it. I am now listening to It Happened One Summer, I think it is. I'm about halfway through with that. I'm hoping to finish that tomorrow. I don't go to work tomorrow because I have a course for university, but I am hoping that I can do something in the morning, like clean, play some Animal Crossing or something along those lines, so that I can continue reading it and finish it, so that I can pick up a new book on Thursday when I'm back in office. And then the next book that I'm wanting to start, and hopefully will start this week, and I'm hoping to actually read 50 pages of it today, is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be reading. I've obviously read it before. You can see by the amount of sticky tabs in here. I think I have still some of these sticky tabs. I don't know, but I'm excited to reread. I'm going to probably annotate a little bit more in here with those transparent sticky notes and stuff like that, just because I don't know, I am in the mood to reread this so I can finally get to House of Sky and Breath, because I want to be spoiled, and people are so spoilery these days. Like they just can't contain themselves. I'm hoping to get 50 pages in, that much. It is not a lot, but tomorrow I'm hoping to put in like a little bit of a bigger chunk and read about 100 pages of this tomorrow. Goal is to finish it before the end of the month. Can't say the same for the other books on my TBR, but right now I've read like 2 chunky books already. 3 if you count the Spanish Love Deception, which is like a 408, nearly 500 page book. That's the plan. Right now I'm just gonna chill and finish watching this YouTube video, and I'm gonna finish Wild and Wicked Things, and then I'm gonna read the rest of my books basically until my boyfriend gets here. So bye. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm at home today simply because I have an ethics course that I have to take for my honors degree. That is what I'm currently going to be doing today. That only starts at 9 though, so I have like a whole couple of hours this morning to sit and read, enjoy myself basically. So right now I'm currently reading Clara and the Sun. This book is a lot heavier than I thought it would be to read, so part of me is like, I listen to the audiobook, but you know, I'm powering through. I'm only on page 26 though, so I'm not very far in. The goal I think will just be to read until part 2, because there's no chapters in this book, there's only like parts, and then call it a day, and then just read about 50-ish pages a day. There are like 300 pages in this book. I also have to catch up on the Family of Liars chapter, so I have to do today's chapters as well as yesterday's. Well, yesterday's and then today's chapters as well. So it will be a little bit more of a chunk to read, but that's okay. I'm gonna plan on doing that this morning, so I'm all nice and caught up and there's no more stress. Then I also need to read more of Unravel Me. I was supposed to get to page 150 last night. My boyfriend came over, so reading didn't happen because we ended up watching Brooklyn and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine obviously, and then I got really tired. So that's been the last like 2-3 nights, going to bed quite late. By late I mean like 10 o'clock, so it's not late, but it's late. So today I think the goal is to get to page 200. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have this morning in the sense of how far I'll get with all of these books, but my goal is to at least get to page 150 this morning in Unravel Me, and then to page 200 this afternoon after the course is done. I'm hoping they do like a, I don't know if they'll do like a break in between. There is like 2 sessions of this, but I don't know if there's going to be a break in between them. And then I plan on starting Question City. I was supposed to read to page 50 yesterday. Did not manage that, but that's okay. Today I figured, you know what, because I am home, I can get to page 150, so it's definitely a bigger chunk in the book. Once again, I'm going to try and read some of it this morning to get there. The goal is definitely to get to page 50 at least, and then 150 if I do manage to have time during the day or a bit later. There's a lot going on today is what I'm getting at.
Why you never said you felt that way? Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Good morning. So I thought I would quickly pop in and give you some updates. I'm back home. It is Sunday the 22nd. I can't believe it's almost the end of May already. It's been quite a nerve-wracking week. I've had to have sent a serious email, which is always a little bit of a scary thing. I'm requesting to work more from home, not because I want to, I would like to of course, but not because I want to, but because of affordability reasons. The road that I take to work is going to be closed off, which means I'll be forced to take an extra 20 kilometers one way, so 40 kilometers a day, and I just can't afford that with the amount of money that I'm receiving from PASA, because this is an internship. It is not a full-time job. Well, it is a full-time job, but it is not a full-time paying job. I just get paid pennies essentially. But anyways, today I'm going to be pet sitting at some people's houses that I've been to before. That is at about 11, so I need to make the group for that still. Let's talk about some reading, I think. So I think let's start with Unravel Me. So right now I am busy reading this, of course. I'm about halfway through. The plan is actually to finish this today, in my opinion. I think I can. I've got 200 pages to go, give or take. I think it's like 210 pages, and I think I can do it. I think I'm going to finish this off. I am enjoying the book a lot more now. The beginning was so slow, I'll be honest, but as you can see, I've added some more dog-ear pages, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I am going to be replacing those with the sticky tabs. I just didn't know where they were. I also read more into House of Earth and Blood. I'm on page 107. The goal is to maybe read also like 200 pages of this and get to page 300. Let's see where that is. That's how much I would need to read. This is not gonna be the priority today. I do want to finish Unravel Me though. That kind of is the priority, as well as to catch up in A Family of Liars. I am on page 100, well 90 actually, and I need to be on page, you know, like pretty much have to read quite a bit of this book today. Literally have to read 100 pages of this today. So Unravel Me and Family of Liars are going to be the priority. I do also need to read more of Clara and the Sun. I'm going to read this one slowly. I don't mind. I feel like it's one of those books that you need to appreciate as it comes, and I don't want to like force myself to read it too quickly. I've got a kind of a theme going on here, but I do hope I can get to at least 3 of these books today. I'm going to be house sitting for about 5 hours, which is quite a long time. And back in the day, the good old days, and I feel like I'm getting back to that point, I used to be able to read like 100 pages in an hour. So to read 200 pages in 2 hours, 100 pages in an hour, 200 pages in 2 hours, I feel like it's manageable. Right now I have some time actually, but I think I'm going to decompress a little bit before the week starts up again, and I'm just gonna watch some YouTube videos and eat some breakfast, enjoy my coffee, and spend some time with little Barnaby, which he's obviously very thrilled to spend with me in return. Okay, so let's talk update. Reading wise, I don't think I've updated you since yesterday. So I finished Unravel Me by Tahira Murphy. I thought this had brown in it, but there's like a little speck right there. I'm gonna count for the challenge that I'm using it for the medieval-thon. I'm like loosely participating in that. But anyways, I finished Unravel Me. I gave it 4 stars. When I initially read it, I did give it 5. but I feel like that was a little bit of a leap of a 5. This was good. The beginning is very, very slow. The ending really packs the punch that really gets that series going. The first book is good enough to draw you in. The first couple of pages in this book, I feel like Tahira Mafi did not know where she wanted to really go, and I feel like she was kind of feeling out her characters. But I will be continuing with the series. Obviously, I'm going to be reading Fracture Me, which is the novella between Unravel Me and Ignite Me, which is crazy. I'm about to finish the first trilogy. That will be in July to finish the trilogy, but the first set. But yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I do enjoy it. I think it's a great series if you're new to YA, or, you know, not even new to YA, you just want something really, really easy to read and get into with some love triangles. This is it, okay? This is it. I did read further into Family of Liars yesterday. I haven't read the chapters for today, which I will. It's literally what I will probably do in the next couple of minutes. So today we need to get to page 216, so we're really getting to the end of this book. I am doing a live show for Family of Liars tomorrow from 6 till 7, so that's kind of daunting, but that's okay. What can I tell you about this book? It is different from We Were Liars. It is slower, it is a little bit more of a context-based book, but I'm enjoying it for what it is. I think it's great to see Penny, Bess, and Carrie as young kids, you know, because when we meet them, they're like these old women who are clearly drunks, and it's interesting to see where they started, how Beechwood was for them when they were kids, and then there's Summer 15 and stuff like that. Like, that's what I really like about this book, is you get more context. You get to understand people a bit more, and I love that. Then I started a new book because I finished Unravel Me, and I started The Midnight Twins by Holly Wraith. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. Like, look how stunning that is. So I am 50 pages into this right now. It's a bit confusing, I won't lie, but I'm trying. I got 50 pages in whilst I was at work, and the goal is to actually get to page 100 in this today and see how it goes from there. So that's what's happening. I haven't read further Crescent City, but I'm gonna try and do that tonight. I'm like, I just want to read, actually, like, I just want to sit at home, read. I want to get to maybe page 150 or 200 in Crescent City. That would be grand, but I also have like assignments to do. I hate life. But yeah, I am excited for this one. I haven't read further into Clara and the Sun at the moment. If I have some sort of time later, I'll try and get to page 101, which is like the next break, but I'm not too sure. This might just go on the back burner for now until the weekend or something, whilst I power through these like quicker reads, because this is a slow read for sure. I did manage to listen to an audiobook today called Roomies by Christina Lauren, and I feel like this is not their best work. I gave it 3 stars. Actually, I ended up DNFing it, but I listened to about 70% of it, and I saw a review by someone, I think by Whitney, and it was just like, she said in her review that she just wasn't buying it, and I have to agree. When I think about like immigration services in America and the stories and stuff like that, I feel like half a story is believable and the other half is not. And I don't know, I just wasn't buying their bromance. I just did not feel the chemistry between the two of them at all. There was just way too much infatuation on her part and too little on his part of what we could see. I feel like the book would have been better if it was written in dual perspective instead of one, and I think it would have just made it a stronger story overall. But at the end of the day, it was just so weak, and it was not that great. Okay, so this might not be the best angle, but I've just finished reading the chapters for Family of Liars. Something huge has happened, which is insane. I will say that it happens just as quickly in the audiobook, which I listened to beforehand, as in the physical actually. But with load shedding about to happen, I'm about to jump into Midnight Twins. The goal is to get to page 100, and then I can pick up the other 2 reads that I plan to read tonight. Crossing our fingers here that it all works out according to plan. I'm quite nervous because I'm hoping to get through quite a bit of reading before I just sit back and work, because once I've achieved all these page goals, I will be quite happy, and I don't think that I will need anything else. I've also made myself some white hot chocolate because my boyfriend likes the normal hot chocolate, so I've kept the last sachet I have aside for him in case he wants a bit later when he gets here. Yeah, I've got a candle going because they're busy plastering our pool outside and it stinks. Like, I do not like the smell. And yes, I did assimilate quite quickly to the smell, but it still smells a lot. Like, it is not a nice smell. Okay, so I've just finished reading the next 50 pages in Midnight Twins. So far, I don't know what to make of this story. I honestly think that I understand there are two worlds. So essentially, the places where our dreams and nightmares take place is not just in our imagination, but it's actually in a physical world. There's like a separate realm to our current one, and it's like two different names, but every place that has a name here has a completely different name in this world. And I don't know, like, that's just weird for me. I feel like the story would have been a lot easier to grasp if it didn't have all these different names all the time. I'm also trying to gauge the relationship between Ollie and Fern, because something happened in her childhood, and it happens quite early on that you learn this, but essentially her brother helps someone bully her. Like, oh my goodness, that's insane. I don't know, I'm intrigued to see where this goes, but at the moment I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like this book is missing like key elements or something really important to get the reader to really understand where this is going. But yeah, I'm 100 pages into this right now. I probably will keep reading it and see where it goes. Right now, I'm gonna put this down and I'm gonna pick up Clara in the Sun. I know I said I would pick it up later, but I am keen to read those next 50 pages and get a good feel for the story before I jump into Crescent City and try and read as much of that as I can. So the goal is to just read 50 pages of that, but I wouldn't mind reading more. For Clara in the Sun, Clara is a android AI robot. She is very observant, and that's something that really you can really see. Like, she observes every little detail, which does make this book very heavy to read because of that. But it also is like the most interesting part of her as this robot in this world, is that she is such an observer, and it's quite interesting. I'm interested to keep reading. As mentioned, I'm gonna get to page 100. It's only like 50-ish pages that I need to read, and then Crescent City.
Like nothing I found, my mind overwhelms. I think that I'm broken, but I hope you can't help. I know I'm not perfect, but some days I feel far more worthless. Baby, you make me feel nervous. If I still have you, I have purpose. It's all worth it.
Hi, hello, happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. I am popping in at the end of the day. Obviously, I'm back from work, enjoying my second cup of coffee for the day. I know, insane. I am trying to cut down on coffee consumption. Why? I don't know. It's just, you know, work coffee just doesn't taste nice. It's like instant, and I feel so spoiled by saying this, but I really wish I've had a machine, or B, had all of those like instant cappuccino packets. Those things are amazing. Those things I can get behind. But like just normal instant coffee, I've been spoiled for way too long for that to be good. But anyways, I'm here to pop in to tell you a little bit of a reading update and how my day went. So today was kind of a boring day, if you will. I was doing the same thing the whole day, and I'm still not done with it. So that will be done tomorrow. I didn't think it would take me the whole day. I thought it would take a majority of the day. But I didn't even finish the segment in the sense of how I break it up. So I broke it up into like kits. So these are like the PDF documents that our sales reps takes to the bookstore, or sends to the bookstores that they can look through and have a see and all of that stuff. And like, I planned to do 3 kits today. I did 1 and I almost finished the second one. The second one took so long, but I'll finish that tomorrow morning first thing. Then I will finish the other one pretty much also tomorrow morning first thing. Beyond that, I was doing like a couple of things every now and again, like different, which was nice because otherwise my day would have been so monotonous and I would have not have enjoyed it as much as I probably would normally enjoy my day. I mean, it's work. Do you really ever fully enjoy a day of work? I mean, yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes it's like great fun. I don't know, this week is just feeling like one of those weeks that I really just need time, you know? But anyways, let's talk about reading updates. I didn't listen to an audiobook today just because I want to focus more on my physical reads for the month, the last like 4 that I have left here and that sort of thing. So first thing I read today was further into Midnight Twins. I'm so confused. I understand what's happening in the story. Like, don't get me wrong, and there are parts that make sense, but like learning about the world does not seem concrete enough for me. I am struggling so much. Like, the lessons feel weird. I don't know if it's just because of the narrator that we have, that she is so hyper focused on her brother and her like twin that she doesn't really care much for the lessons, and she's like very hyper focused on finding out what happened to her mom and that sort of thing, which all good and well, but I feel like the learning moments are so weird and weirdly placed and just strange. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the schooling system that's happening in this for the new world. I think that's where it comes down to it. The story itself is quite interesting. Definitely a couple of weird words that, you know, would have been cool if there was a pronunciation guide in this book, because some of those like letter pairings and stuff aren't necessarily common in the English language, even though this book is English and I'm pretty sure the author is British or something. Some sounds are just lent more to different languages. So anyways, I'm now on page 150 of this. I'm still very unsure about this. I probably won't continue with this trilogy, but I will keep reading this book. Then I finally read more into Crescent City. I did read more last night, but I only got to page like 115 before my boyfriend got here, and then I kind of didn't read further because yeah, we went to bed quite late, like 9 o'clock. Once again, I'm an old woman pretty much, so like 9 o'clock is late for me. But anyways, so I made it to page 150. This is kind of, we're at the point, this is going to be a little bit of spoilery, I guess. It is like the first 150 pages of a 800-page book. So I'm at the point in the story where Bryce has just been told that she needs to investigate the murder of Danica and the other vampire dude. That was like the second killing that is similar to Danica's murder. And yeah, that's kind of where I am at right now. That's absolutely nothing in terms of plot. This book is very world building-esque. That was my critique of this one. And to see that House of Sky and Breath is like equally as thick, if not more pages, is a bit worrisome because like how much more can you say? I usually don't have a problem with Their Gem Master's long books. I mean, I could power through like Air of Fire in a day. I powered through Akamath in like 6 hours, so that's not an issue. It's just like this series, I don't know why, but it is very brain heavy and the reading just takes a while. So those are the two books I actually did read. I am now back home obviously, so I am going to pick up these two that I need to read. I need to read the chapters of this today. I am doing the live show for this tonight, so I should probably be up to date on the chapters. I don't think it's going to be too many. And then I also want to read further into Clara and the Sun. I'm on page 100. I would like to be on page 150. I feel like every book except for Family Blighers, I'm on page 150, so I'm like equally in each book so far, which is interesting because that's not how I would like to do it. The way I want to plan next month in terms of physical reading is I do like reading 50 pages, 50 pages, 50 pages. Like, it's dumb. I know like some people don't like it that way. I'm gonna try and not do it that way maybe in the beginning and see how it goes if I just like, you know, read one book in one go. But it just sometimes I want to say, you know, be productive in reading as a sense to put this pressure on myself to read. You have like some small pressures because there are some books that I want to read because their release dates are soon, or because I'm reading them for our sub meetings and that sort of thing. I'm not gonna read these further tonight because once I'm done with this reading and I've done my live show, I actually have to do an assignment. So I still do uni and that's not the funnest times, but anyways, I'm gonna get to reading and then I will check with you tomorrow probably.
You told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying
Hi,
to stay
hello,
strong.
happy Wednesday. So I am back from work and I ran some errands after work, like picking up a parcel from Pep, because Pep obviously offers Paxi, which is a fantastic way to shift things around. So I got a Paxi parcel, which I'll show you. I got one piece of book mail from work today, and then some reading updates, I think. So I think let's start off with the most exciting thing, which is book mail. Theanne was hosting a sale on her Instagram stories, and there was a book that I really wanted, so I got it. So she sent it in this cute little fairy loot book bag, and there are other things in here. So I figured I'll show you. This one is this hazelnut cappuccino from Hug and a Mug, which I love Hug and a Mug stuff. They're incredible. Got a PR package from them a couple of years ago, actually. It was quite fantastic. And then there's also this, which is a little sticker, which I think is cute. It says, knowledge always has the potential to be dangerous. It is a more powerful weapon than a sword or spell. I can't tell you what book this is from, but if you don't, let me know. And then lastly, the book, which she wrapped quite cutely, I would say. Yeah, so she had the At the Sixth, and yes, I have technically read this book, and yes, I did give it the 3 stars, but I figured, you know what, I think it would be a better physical read. Just overall, I don't think the audiobook was that great, and we also have these incredible illustrations, which I think will help with visualization of the characters, because honestly, it was one narrator, I think, and the voices sounded so similar. So I figured, you know what, if I could get this book for not full price, I would get it. And this was like new. Basically, she hadn't read it, so it's an unread copy, and she sold it, and I was like, well, you know what, I might as well get it. The other part, which I got from work today, is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This took Bookstagram by storm last year. This is a horror-esque book, and I don't know, it just really intrigued me, so I figured why not do some reading. So the first thing I can update you on is I've read more into Crescent City. We're getting to the point where it's a little bit less world-building and more the story itself, I'm on page 200 right now, so hopefully I can read more of this tomorrow, you know, just keep going with it. I don't really have too many opinions other than I can see some of the connections, and I'm intrigued to see where the story goes. I remember so little from this book because I ended up like reading most of it in one evening, especially like the important bits at the end. This is a chunkier book to get into, and the writing doesn't flow as well as the other series, but beyond that, it's not half bad. Then I read more of Midnight Twins, and I don't know, I feel like DNFing it, but at the same time, I'm so like into it right now. Like, not into it like, oh, this is so good. Like, I'm so far in. I'm 60% into this book, so I might as well keep reading. Like, I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying it either. It's like kind of one of those books that I'm like meh about. But I want to see where it goes, but I don't really care what ends up happening, which is not the best thing, but it is where I am at the moment. And then I have these two books which I still need to read for today. I have not read this at all since I read to page 100, but hopefully today I can get to page 150 in this. That's at least the goal. And I feel like finishing Family of Liars today. I know the readathon technically only ends tomorrow, or like the last chapters are tomorrow, but there's like 50 pages left. I don't know, I feel like I might as well just finish it now. Where is the harm in just reading it to the end? And then that would be like another book done for the month anyways. So I think I'm gonna do that. That's kind of the update. Good morning, happy Thursday. And no, I'm not sick. I actually am working from home today, in the sense that I have a lot of like running around to do errands for work. Just up at like the Westpac near me, the China Mall near me, and maybe some other shops along the way, because we're currently preparing for the 25th anniversary of Harry Potter, which I know is something that a lot of people are like really iffy about. Unfortunately, as a publishing house, we have to promote the books that we distribute for, and Harry Potter is unfortunately still one of those books that gross a lot of money for the company, so we are doing events and stuff for that, and unfortunately that's just how the penny rolls at the moment. But I figured we'll talk reading. I thought I would maybe have a chance to read before work today, but unfortunately that's not the case. It never is. It just would have been like a nice to have. Today, with working from home, I'm also taking half day to work on an assignment, so I'm quickly gonna do that for the most part of this morning before I head off to go and shop at the stores. They're all open a little bit later, and I think that going a bit later might just work out a bit more in my favor. So I'm gonna do my assignment quickly. I'm gonna use the morning to do it because it is due by midday, and then I'll go and do all the errands. But I am planning on finishing Family of Liars today. I did want to finish it yesterday, but it coincides with the end of the read-along. I didn't read the chapters for yesterday either. I will do that today and post about it. I still need to do the graphic for the review for that, which I'll do probably in the next couple of minutes or a bit later once I've actually done my assignment. Obviously, we'll be reading some of Clara as well, and obviously these are the two main books I'm actually really focusing on at the moment. I'm going to try and read a lot of this if I can, and then just 50 pages of this. I do want to try and finish this because if I don't, I feel like I might just end up DNFing it. But for now, I'm going to go work on my ethics assignment, and I'll be back to update you if something happens.
But I've known you too long. It hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away.
Sorry that, you know, you're mostly getting the table here in the shot, but it is what it is. I am currently looking after the dogs of my boyfriend's friend, and what that means is that I'm just here for like one evening. But yeah, so tomorrow is my boyfriend and I's first anniversary. It's like 1 year together, and it's kind of nerve-wracking, I won't lie, because this by far has been my like longest relationship to date. And it's kind of nerve-wracking because I didn't know what to get him for our anniversary. And the thing that I did want to get him, well, the thing that I am getting him is like a year one journal / like album, which will have photos of us throughout the year, plus some notes and stuff just with the pictures. But the thing is, I haven't, one, printed the pictures because I've run out of time, and two, there was some film that I wanted to get developed, but I haven't done that yet. Reading wise, today I've already read 50 pages of Crescent City, so I'm on page 250 for that, and then I need to read more. I finished Family of Liars, gave it 4.5 stars. It's quite a good read. I really enjoyed it. I'll tell all my feelings when I'm at home with it. And then I DNF'd Midnight Twins because I just wasn't getting into it, and I didn't want to waste my time anymore, to be frank. So I still need to read these two today. I need to read further into this, and then I want to start Spin the Dawn But the catch is I have an assignment due tomorrow that I still need to finish. So I gotta work on that a little bit today. Maybe I can work on it a bit tomorrow, wake up nice and early and get going on that because it's due tomorrow at midnight. And obviously most of tomorrow I'm going to spend with my boyfriend. Hi, hello, happy Tuesday. So I hope you're doing well. As you can see, I am at home. I'm working from home. I'm going to try and continuously implement the work from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays. One, because it saves me so much money. I literally go from spending nearly 900 Rand a week on petrol to about 300 Rand, which is insane, the amount of money I save from just not going to work 2 days. Secondly, I'm also at home because I have like a wad of these things to cut out. These are for our Harry Potter photo booths, and they're just kind of like little images that I need to cut out and attach dowel sticks to. I don't have the dowel sticks at the moment, but I am busy cutting them out. But I am cutting them kind of rough for now, just to kind of get them ready to be cut smaller, because it's kind of difficult to cut from the page. It might seem like more work, but overall it's actually less. And then I figured we would do some updating of the reading, that sort of thing. So I really wanted to start Spin the Dawn on the weekend. Haven't started it yet. Might get to it this week still. I don't know. I'm just trying to finish off the books that I am currently reading. And because this is not a book that I'm at the moment busy with, I might just put this down and try in June. I am currently busy with Clara and the Sun. I'm on page 150 of this. I'm hoping to finish this today. That is kind of my hope for it. I want to finish it off so that it can just be done before the end of the month, which is today. I realize that now. But yeah, I really do want to just get through this, get it going. It's really good so far. It kind of got a little spicier in the section that I read yesterday. So that's pretty cool. I ended up DNFing Midnight Sun by Halle Race. It just wasn't pulling me in, and I was just kind of like, and I was like reading just to read it, but I didn't really enjoy it. So I was like, you know, life is too short to read books that you're not 100% into. So DNF this one, probably will never pick this up again, so it is what it is. I am still busy with this book. On page 250, I might read some of this today, but I do want to prioritize Clara and the Sun more though, so we'll see how it all goes. Hopefully I can finish this and maybe get to page 300 in this. We'll see. I'll keep you looped. But right now, as mentioned, I've got like a stack to cut up and get through. At least finish all the cutting today so that on Thursday I'm literally just glue gunning everything. And because of that, I can actually watch some TV.